Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you the steps of how to animate squash and stretch using an object. Also, I'm going to show you how to apply this technique to your animation of a character. Before we get into the software, two things are very important. One is understanding the principle, which I'm going to show you very well, and the second one is planning. Planning is very important, which includes what kind of output you want to be. Just make a rough draft of how many frames you want, how much space you want to give, what is the timing of between the each frames. Those things you have to plan before you get it in the software. That will help you a lot. Also, it avoid wasting time or recorrecting all the frames. Those things, it's very important. You should not avoid it. Squash and stretch is one of the principles in animation. So the key aspect to remember is the squash and stretch are two key postures that cannot exist one without the other. Consider this as a bouncing ball. This is a normal ball shape. Now this ball falling down towards the ground, and when it contact the ground, there you see squash. Now when the ball falls down during falling down, there you see stretch. Let's see how it changes to normal to squash. Here, the boy before jumping, this position is squash, where he is creating a force of impact. That's where he is building a momentum. So that with that force, he's gonna jump. Over here, he's stretching. When he jumps, he's stretching his body, he's jumping. That's where he is releasing the momentum. That's a good difference that you can easily understand what is squash and what is stretch. So now, even though I'm so excited to try this one technique in the software, there is something that I cannot avoid to show you, where the character changes the shape as they move around. So you have to see this is something important. Now consider this as a ball. Now I'm creating more frames close to each other. Now the next frame is going to be towards the ground. Now you can see the ball changes the shape. When it goes towards the ground, it's stretching, and when it touches the ground, there you see squash. Now again going up, again it's stretching. I'm leaving more space in stretching and less space when it's normal. So that's the timing. Now again the ball is going towards the ground. Stretch, you can see it's taller and thinner. And you see squash, they are shorter and wider. Now you see when the ball leaving the ground from its bounce, it temporarily stretched again before the gravity slows it down. There again I'm creating more frames. There it ends. One more squash. Now you see I've created 4 to 5 frames close to each other. That's actually to create a slow motion. It doesn't show fast. That's what spacing is. If you give more space like here, then it shows fast in animation. So mostly I'm using this fast in where it's stretching. There you see squash, and also you can see there are two frames near to the squash where it's falling down, and after squash going up again. And all these are timing how you want the frame, each frame, if you want fast or if you want slow, it's up to you. It depends how what kind of ball or what kind of character you have in your imagination. So on what basis you should choose your timing? It depends on what type of action we are gonna do. So if a ball gonna fall from point A to point B, decide how many frames are going to be there, and that is what timing is. So I'm gonna have 10 frames from the frame 1 till the frame 10. So here I'm going to have more frames when the ball is high in the air, maybe like 5-6 frames close to each other. 5-6, and then from 7th frame I'm gonna have less frames before it touches the ground. This is what spacing is. There's a variation of the speed from point A to B. Now let's see how it looks when we use a ball. I'm gonna create a 10 frames, like first 5 frames close to each other, and then from 6th to 7th frame the ball is stretching, and when it touches the ground, there it is squash. From point A to point B. Okay, now I think it's enough. We cannot just have full fun with this theory part anymore. Okay, let's get started with real animation. We are gonna try both the examples we have seen. I think first one will try this timing and spacing. I'm just gonna create a ground. Just setting that as a background. And for the every frame I'm going to create a new layer. So first we'll create maybe 5 frames close to each other. This is the starting point. That's the first frame. Creating another layer close to the first frame, second frame, and another layer. The third frame also close to the second one, creating another layer, and of course fourth also close to the third, creating another layer. That's 5 frames. Now I'm going to create a 6th frame, maybe a little bit stretch. Now 7th frame, more space. The 8th frame, some more space from the 7th one. Ninth one. There it goes at the last frame where it touches the ground. Squash. That's the last frame. Now we'll see how it looks like. Now we just created a falling down to the ground. It's just reducing the frames. It's not bouncing back now, just creating the difference of spacing and timing. We'll see the technique where the ball is bouncing it back. This one is gonna be fun and satisfying, definitely. Okay, let's start with the first frame. I'm gonna do at least 3 to 4 frames close together. That was not actually bullshit. Let's see. And then fourth one. There it goes. Then another layer. So now the ball is going down, so changing the shape. So when I see the ball is going down, it changes the shape. So I want to give more space when it's stretching. Maybe more in the next one. This is the frame where it touches the ground, changes the shape to squash. Now again it's bouncing it back. We'll stretch with some more space. You can have more fun with this technique. More speed at one position and goes slow and then fast and then slow. So wherever you want slow, make the frames close to each other, and where it is fast, you have to give more space. It's just simple. So when it is actually on top of air, I'm getting round shape. When it goes down or goes up, I'm stretching it a bit. Next frame is going to be squash. Frames, a lot of frames. Again, one more layer. Creating animation is not easy. It's fun to see, but you need a lot of patience to create that. But when you see the results, it's really satisfying. Do you always want to improve at the end, you know? But it's not easy in animation. You have to make changes in all the frames. So it's better to plan out in the notebook before you start how you want it to look, what is the shape, or what is the character, how it has to look, everything, even the background. So now again it's almost done. Gonna stretch. I'm trying to do fast as possible. Okay, almost there, or more. And there it goes, last frame. Squash. Okay, we're gonna have a fun part. I'm gonna play, see how it is. Wow, it's decent, it's looking good. So that's nice. I hope this video is useful. If you like this video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you.